Hi, Ron. Who we got on from Sky today?
Hi, it's Roger Clark from Sky.
Okay, you can kick off, please, Roger.
Excellent, thank you. Hi, Sean. Congratulations on the win. But first of all, can we have an update on Ben Mee? How is he?
Yeah, he's okay. It was, I think the medical team have to do the things right, and make sure they're well. But it was very pleasing to see him walk down just behind us, about 5 or 6 minutes after he'd have to go off on the stretcher. So we're pleased with that. And he's fine in the dressing room. I've just had a chat with him. He's fine.
And can we just clarify that the substitution, that was just a straight substitution, it wasn't under the concussion rules?
No, just a straight substitution, yeah.
Okay, well, plenty of things to be pleased with the win, but what pleased you the most? Was it the fact that you started well and kept it going for the 90 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, what pleased me the most was the fact that tempo was good. A few question marks in the week. I made a lot of changes, which I don't always do, but I felt we keep losing players with injuries, and the players give us a lot, and I just felt that it was important to make them changes, and today it paid us back because I thought the energy levels of the side were terrific, the tempo of the play, both in and out of possession, and the effective play that I talk about many, many times. How many ways can we affect a game to win? And I thought it was all on show with a very, very good performance today. And
always pleasing to score goals as well. I think that's the equal best win in the Premier League, as an away win.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's tough, a few questions of how many goals we've been scoring, but it's not like we haven't been trying, by the way. People do sometimes forget that. But I thought the front two was excellent today. Excuse me, were excellent today. And Johan's coming back to full fitness and sharpness. We've had to be careful. He's come up, but I think he's just got a tightness in his groin or his calf, actually, I think. And then Matt Loughton scores an absolute class goal, not only the finish, but the build up to it. And, that makes for a very pleasing day for the players, very pleasing day for myself and the club.
Yeah, just finally from me on that third goal, Matt's goal. Now that he's shown he's got that in his locker, I think it's his first Premier League goal for Burnley. You expect him to be marauding into the box a bit more often in the future?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but no, he's been in really good form actually, and I mean he's a very good player. Technically, he's good. Some of his passing today was excellent. I'm very pleased with his defending as well. But I mean, it's a fine goal, absolutely fine goal. And I must say, for all of you listening, look. Life's tough for everyone at the moment. My assistant, unfortunately, lost his father overnight to COVID and the complications. The reason I'm bringing it up, I've checked with him, he didn't mind me saying this because his dad used to play for Palace. And I said, look, if you don't mind, I think it's relevant for you and the family to remember his career, not just him as a fella. And, he had a great life. He's 90 years old, had a great life. But, it's hard for him. And I think he's done brilliant today, won't he, coming down, the commitment to the cause. And it's what his dad would have wanted him to do, because I know his dad needed to say, get on with your job. That's what he was like.
Thanks for that. We'll pass on our condolences. I'll let someone else jump in now as well. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks.
Thank you, Roger. Chris Borden, please, Burnley Express.
Hiya, Sean. I don't know, are you aware of the protocols as regards Ben, in terms of time out and things like that?
Well, no, it wasn't. They'll have to do a medical review, but we made a normal substitution because we felt it was a normal substitution. And that'll be for the medical team. They do checks and stuff, to make sure that you're okay and that. But he's fine in the dressing room, so I can just leave it with the medical team now.
Yeah. But in terms of the performance, you set the tone from the first whistle, really, didn't you? Sort of the aggression and the tempo, things like that.
Yeah, I was really pleased with the tempo. Tempo in football is a strange thing. We actually worked with the players we spoke about it quite a lot actually building up into this game. We'd had a rest for some of the players in the week. I felt it was important they got that, and I felt that would add to a performance physically, which it did. So I was very pleased with that because obviously, you get questioned if it doesn't go right. But I thought the energy of the side was excellent. I mean, it normally is. I've said many times, and you've watched us for a number of years, that the second half of the season, I'm not always talking about results, particularly in the Premier League, it's very difficult. But the energy levels and the commitment physically has always been there, and we often get stronger as seasons go on. I've got all the stats and the facts, and we often do. So, it's pleasing with that side of things. But also on your eye today, just the body language of the side, very, very good, very pleasing with that. And then you add in the quality. I thought there's some real good quality to our play today. We mixed the game to be effective, scored from a set piece, scored from good play early on, and a great bit of play from Matt Loughton. And, that makes for a very pleasing all-round performance from all the players.
It's probably been a strange one. You probably look more effective in the second half of games, quite often recently. But that was a 90-minute performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, credit to Palace because we went 2 up and they had a real strong spell sort of the last 10, 15 minutes of the first half. We've had to defend wisely and well, which we did. They didn't really open us up, but they were threatening to. And then second half, we started so well, obviously, and with a fantastic goal. And I was really pleased how we managed the game both in and out of possession then as the game went on. And at the end, they're chasing it and throwing bodies in the box. And we still defended very, very well, even after losing Ben. You know, Long came on, got a couple of good headers and challenged him. Matt Loughton on the cover. And Dwight McNeil, out of possession, working absolutely so hard, you know, for the team. These are all things, they're all factors that make up a real team performance. So I was super pleased with all of that, to be honest, and every player that was out there.
The proper goal of the season contender. I mean, you mentioned.
No, but he steps in as well. It's not just the finish. He steps in, you know, controls the ball fantastically, plays a lovely sort of 1-2, and then the finish is sublime without a doubt.
You mentioned his form, and he's the crossing stats during the week. I mean, as many successful crosses as anyone else in the Premier League. He's playing in a real rich vein at the moment. Yeah,
I'm enjoying his performances. I think he is. We're very pleased when he signed a new contract. I think he was pleased for him and his family. He was pleased, for him and his family as well. You know, that may have just, sometimes that settles you down as well, you know, and allows you that freedom, if you like, to carry on performing. But he's on a real good run at the moment. He's you know, because he's a very good player. You know, I speak to him a lot about that. And then bringing it to performance levels is the key. And I think he's slowly but surely continues to rise in that department by how he's attempting to play and taking on performances.
And how's Eric?
Pardon?
How's Eric? Sorry, Sean. Eric.
Eric.
Oh, Eric. Sorry, Eric. Yeah, he had a tight groin. It was a strange one. He gave me the thumbs up, and then 30 seconds later went down. So I'll have to wait and see what that one's all about. But hopefully, it's just a tightness rather than a strain.
I suppose it doesn't help with the breaking play, does it? The temperatures and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, that has to be done, you know, for all the right reasons to make sure Ben was okay. But yeah, I mean, that may have played its part. I don't know.
Smashing. Cheers, Sean.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. George Sessions, please. Pierre.
Hi, Sean. Just wanted to check on Matty Vydra. Are you expecting that one to be a long one or just a bit of tightness in terms of his hamstring?
I'm waiting on news, actually, because I think he had a scan yesterday just as a precaution. So I'm waiting on news on that. So I don't know at this stage until I get news, probably Monday.
And just in terms of looking forward onto 26 points now, have you got a points target in mind in terms of what will keep you up? Because looking at the last 4 years, 35 has been enough. So we've been touching distance of that now. No,
don't look at it like that. We just always get as many points on the table as quick as you can. Usually, historically, people talk of that 40-point mark as being a strong marker. The quicker you get around that mark, you can, in theory, it's not always the case, but kind of open your mind to what comes next. And we've done that a couple of seasons. Last season, we finished 10th. Obviously, 3 seasons ago, I think it was, we got into Europa. So, I mean, the first marker is to protect what you do. And I think we're on the right pathway to doing that. But you know, look, points are important. You know, wins are important in the Premier League. We've still got a lot of work to do. The players are well versed in it. It's not their first season, so they know. But it is still very pleasing when you perform like you did today and you get a real big win like that.
Cheers.
Thank you, George. Any of the nationals want to come in before we finish? No. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, Sean.